It is Saturday morning, January 17th, year of our Lord 2026. You're doing lines with the Let's Not Do This podcast. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the unwisest men in America. Full house. It's a rare occasion we have one of those these days. We wish Chris wasn't here, but he is, so we have to live with that. But gentlemen, how are you this morning? Chris, I see you have your gas station sunglasses. Are you ready to lose some money?
Yeah, let's pull up the standings and see who's been losing money.
You gotta weave the dance. You just go right to it. There's no foreplay with either one of you. You just go right to it.
You're talking shit about me losing money, and I'm number one.
Well, you tickle it. You get there. You get there. It's a dance.
Come up with a better insult.
It's a dance. Anyway, Scotty, how are you, sir?
Good. I've actually been winning a bunch of money so far this year.
You
up 9 units already.
12 units on the week, I think I saw.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I was ever up 12, but maybe something didn't transfer over. I don't know. But yeah.
Maybe so. If you're following along with Scotty there on Juice Bet there, he wasn't last time I saw it. Last time I checked, he was up 12 units. I'm going to give him credit for it. You can click that little button there in the upper left-hand corner, that QR, scan that bad boy, and tail him there. He has been on a rather good streak. I'll give him that. And of course, make sure to like and subscribe to this show here and be a friend and tell a friend so we can help grow this bad boy. But yeah, lots of stuff to get to this morning here. NFL coming down the wire. We got divisional round playoff games. We'll have a pick for each one of those. And the college football playoff national championship game as well on Monday, of course, between Indiana and Miami. So let's dive into it. Let's start off with a little NFL action and let's pull up those stats and standings and see where everything is right now. College football, of course, regular season's done. We got one game left in the season with the playoff. Scotty is going to be our college football champion. He is 50-38-1. Chris 44-43-2. I'm bringing up the rear at 39-49-1. Will Chris finish above 500? We will see what happens there. Moving on over to the NFL, I'm leading the way at 49-38-2. Chris 47-41-1. Scotty 39-48-2. And then overall, somehow, some way, Chris is leading the way at 91-84-3. I swear he's buying bets over like the last month because he's gotten a lot better over the last month. And also it corresponds with him not being here as much. So there's something shady there. I'm not saying that this election was stolen, but these bets were stolen.
Maybe not last week because last week the public did very well. So maybe he was just on the same side as the public.
Yeah, public cleaned out the books last week. He's 91-84-3. Scotty 89-86-3. I'm 88-87-3. So pretty much take this advice with a grain of salt. If you flip a coin, you have pretty much just as much of a chance of getting it right as the three of us here. But
we're all above 500.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of shows out there. You get three dudes or three people and have them make this many picks and be above 500.
It's very true. It's very true. Let's see, can we stay that way and get into our picks of the week?
Get ready to cash in on the action. It's time for our expert betting picks.
These picks brought to you by absolutely no one. Of course, you want to sponsor that or anything with this show, send an email to info@letsnotdothispodcast.com. That's info@letsnotdothispodcast.com and help us, help you grow. Let's get into it here. Starting off in the Mile High City, little Saturday divisional round matchup, 4:30 on CBS. Network of Stars, America's Most Watched Network, and Paramount Plus. You got Buffalo 12-5 making the trek to the Mile High City, taking on the Broncos. Denver laying the 1.5. Total is at 45.5. 4:30 kick. I will actually start on this one. This game is interesting because when it originally opened, I believe Buffalo was a 1.5 favorite. So we've seen it, move a full 3 points now. What does that tell you? Sharps are coming in. They're getting on Denver. They're excited about it. This week as well, we've seen Buffalo receiving corps just all jacked up. I know they promoted Curtis Samuel. He's still not fully 100% coming off the IR, but they have like 3 full healthy receivers. One of them, Keon Coleman's been bit several times this year. One of them, Brandon Cooks, wasn't with them until a couple of weeks ago, and the other is Khalil Shakur. They literally have nothing to throw to for Josh Allen. He played hero ball last week, as he ought to do at times, and they got the win in Jacksonville. Let's see, can he pull a rabbit out of the hat 2 weeks in a row there for this Denver team, for this Buffalo team? One thing here I will point out is going to be a key number. Buffalo, I saw this from Barstool earlier in the week. They are 13-0 when they score 23 or more points, and they're averaging 28.2 points per game this season. So that's going to be key against one of the better defenses in the NFL. And then on the flip side of that,
I hate stats like that.
Chris's favorite player in the NFL, Bo Nix, is 1-8 versus winning teams that score more than 17 points. So,
moral of the story: when you score a lot of points, you win.
Pretty much, yes, pretty much. Denver has a really good defense. If they don't have to get into a shootout with anyone, you like Denver's chances. And you don't. I think there was a CBS Sports columnist, I forgot who it was, and their picks and stuff this week, that said that Bo Nix is the worst quarterback left in the playoffs. That's debatable, especially if you saw Mr. Stroud be shell-shocked on Monday night. That being said, you don't have to ask Bo Nix to do a lot in this game if you're Denver, if you want to win. Weather conditions aren't going to be a factor. You're getting Buffalo on a short week, traveling at altitude. They're already dinged up. You got Josh Allen playing hero ball. If you're Denver, you want to run the ball and rely on your defense. And you know at some point Josh Allen's going to fumble it or Josh Allen's going to throw an interception and bank on that, hopefully being a short field and get the win. Give me the Broncos minus the 1.5 to cover this one here. I think the Sharps were smart when this one coming in and moving that line here.
Shit. There might be a money line I can give you. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah, Denver money line at a few places.
All right, I'll take that then. Denver money line.
All right. I'll go next. I have no idea how this game is going to go. Denver is the better team, but they've also been lucky all year, so that's got to stop at some point. Also, Sean Payton, you mentioned you don't have to let Bo Nix do a lot, but he tends to get too cute. All they have to do is run the ball to win this game. But I could see Payton just giving him like 35 pass attempts for absolutely no reason. And then, like you said, Josh Allen, hero ball. Can he be Superman again? His team's all banged up. He got like 5 injuries last week. So how healthy is he? So I have no idea what's going to happen. It's probably going to come down to, is Sean Payton just going to be smart enough to just do what he needs to do to get out of there with a win? Or is he going to try to get too cute? So I am doing my only one player prop this week, and it's in this game right here. Bo Nix over 23.5 rushing yards. The Bills gave up the 5th most rushing yards of quarterbacks this year. Bo Nix, last 2 games, ramped up his running. I think he had like 8 or 9 attempts in each of the last 2 games, over 40 yards. So I think he can get over this 23.5 number, should be able to hit that. And last year, these 2 teams played in the playoffs. Denver's only playoff game. He had 40 rushing yards, 44, I think, 43, something like that. So, yeah, that pass defense for the Bills is pretty good. So I do see him take it off and running quite a bit today to secure that win. It's the playoffs now. Nothing to hold back. And, give me Bo Nix over 23.5 rushing yards. If I had to pick a side, it would be Denver, just because all the injuries. If Buffalo was healthy, I'd be on them. But this game can go either way. I really have no good feeling on either side or the total. So, yeah, I'm going with the prop bet, Bo Nix.
All right. Put them down for the prop on that one. Chris, where are you going? You taking Denver? I know you love Sean Payton. I know you love Bo Nix.
I love Sean Payton. No, I am torn on this. I don't know. Buffalo's banged up as fuck. This could be a 35-25 game. It could be a 17-14 game. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So I just pulled up pass completions over under. I'm going to take Josh Allen over 19.5 pass completions.
Let me see if I can get you a better number.
It's not terrible. I don't hate that. Rare for you to go with a prop during an NFL game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is
19.
scary.
19.5, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's where it is everywhere. Okay.
Minus 120 on Fanatics. It's the only thing I have because that's the only thing.
Yeah,
I have
that's like
money
the
on,
worst.
so.
That's like the worst number. But
Okay,
it's
cool.
like minus 107, minus 109.
Yeah.
Cool.
Regardless,
I think you're going to have to get a heavy dose for those tight ends. For Buffalo, they can go 4 deep with those guys. Obviously, you see Kincaid and Knox being the main 2, but then I forget the other 2 guys' names you'll see work in there. I think you're going to have to see a lot of the guys. Don't know who's catching the football for Buffalo.
Is there a prop to if Josh Allen will go into the medical tent?
Oh,
Can play that?
Hammer that. Hammer that.
That's got to be out there somewhere.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see how that goes. Moving on over here, Saturday night on Fox, you got the 49ers traveling to Seattle, taking on the Seahawks. Seattle laying 7 points, total at 45.5. 8 o'clock kick tonight. Who wants to start here?
I don't have a whole lot of analysis, so I'll go first. As usual. Last time we saw these 2 teams, San Francisco's offense looked like dog shit. Last week, they surprised everybody by looking amazing. So I'm going to meet somewhere in the middle. I'm going to take the over 45.5. Just because Seattle's going to move the ball. They're going to run the ball. They have the best wide receiver in the league. And hopefully Darnold does not show up as playoff Darnold and shows up as regular season Darnold. We get to see some points and not a absolutely awful game like we saw a couple weeks ago.
All right, I'm going to give you there's a 44.5 at our limit, minus 120 on FanDuel. So I'll give you that.
Okay.
All right. So I might be able to gain a game on you here because I'm going with the under 45.5. Last 3 games between these 2 have went under very easily. You mentioned the matchup a couple weeks ago, week 18. Seattle just dominated. Was it 13-3, 16-3?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gross.
49ers offense has been really good other than that one game. But, I don't see it being they're going to score more than 3 points. But I just don't think it's going to get over this number. Sam Darnold, we don't know. He's questionable, but he's going to play. Does he really have an oblique injury, or are they just playing mind games? I don't know, but that's something to look out for. Yeah, night game, division. It's going to be intense. And I just see both defenses come into play, and these teams play low-scoring games. So definitely could be even more so in the playoffs. I would lean San Francisco getting the points. I don't know if that layoff for Seattle is going to be good or bad for them. I guess we'll see. But yeah, give me a tough division, intense game. Give me the under 45.5.
Okay, under 45.5 on that one. So I look at this game here, and it intrigues me. I see 7 points, and it's 2 divisional teams meeting up in the playoffs. That just feels like a lot for me. And I know, San Francisco's banged up. And the law of averages says eventually it's going to run out for them. You lose Kittle. I mean, that is definitely going to hurt them from a passing standpoint, but he's a good run blocker too. And one thing I was looking at here, I'm not going to play a prop officially for the show, but a prop that I did see was like Christian McCaffrey longest rush was like under 11.5 yards. And I think without Kittle being in there, I think it's going to hurt that running game a little bit. I don't think you'll see a lot of explosive plays in the rushing game from them. You haven't seen a ton of explosive runs from San Francisco this year. I think they kind of want to take the air out of the ball a little bit, ground and pound this thing a little bit to, which would play toward that number of covering that 7. Seattle plays really good defense, obviously. And I think they want to grind the tempo of this thing down a little bit too. I feel like these teams know each other so well. It's going to be physical. It's going to be hard hitting. Give me San Francisco to cover this. I know I know Brock Purdy is like 4-0 all time, I guess, as a starter against the Seahawks in Seattle. I love little stats like that. Doesn't mean anything for this game, but I like to drop that one in there. Yeah, I think this is a perfect scenario of San Francisco loses this by 3 or 4 points, but they do enough to stick around. I feel like that 7 is way too generous for Seattle in this situation.
All right. The score has -120 at +7.5. So
Boom. I was going to make a 7.5 joke, but I decided to not do that.
I feel like everybody's on San Francisco. That's the only thing that scares me away. Maybe a little too much love after that game last week against the Eagles, who, I mean, they're just a mess, as good as they are. Like, your head coach is sprinting halfway across the field to yell at your receiver, and they're in each other's faces. Yeah, so I don't know if they got the real Philly team, so I don't know what to take from that. But should be a good game. I think all 4 of these games are going to be pretty good.
What was your pick on this one, Scotty?
The under 45.5.
Under 45.5. Okay. Moving on, flipping the script to Sunday. We got the Texans in New England taking on the Patriots. New England laying 3 points there. Over is 40.5. The Texans have a chance to do something that they've never done in franchise history. What's that? Go to a conference championship game. Never happened before for them. Been around since 2002. They finally got the bugaboo of not playing that 1:00 Saturday wild card game. So they conquered that this year. Maybe they can check off going to a conference championship game. We'll see. Who wants to start this one off? It's Sunday, 3:00 on ESPN ABC.
I'll go first on this one. Yeah, they finally didn't play the early Saturday game, and for that they play Monday, and now they have a day disadvantage of rest going to New England. Yeah, I bet on Houston last week and faded the Patriots last week. I'm reversing course. I'm taking the Patriots minus the 3 points. Yeah, CJ Stroud looked very shaky last week. I don't know what was going on. And now you're going to New England. Yeah, I don't know, man. Now he lost Nico Collins. Christian Gonzalez was questionable, but he's supposed to be playing. He's going to take away half the field. Yeah, just not good vibes from CJ Stroud. This might come down to will DeMeco Ryans pull the trigger and bench him? Because I thought they should have benched him last week. He almost lost that game for them. The score ended up being ugly because there's late defensive scores, but I don't see that happening against Drake May. Maybe you get one turnover, but definitely not going to see 2 defensive touchdowns on him. And yeah, I just think the Patriots are going to win this game as much as I want Houston to win. As good as that defense is for Houston, they're not going to shut down Drake May. He's going to get some points, and I just don't know if Stroud's going to be able to score enough to stay in the game or cover this. So give me the Patriots minus 3.
I believe there are chances of snow in the forecast at Foxborough for this one. If I read it correctly earlier in the week, the Texans have never played a snow game in franchise history, which is wild. But hey, they are in the AFC South, and they've only been around since 2002. If that's real, that is wild. But this is classic New England postseason. It's going to be ugly, grinded out. They're going to run the ball. Houston has an amazing defense, one of, if not the best in the league. You mentioned those scores late last week against Pittsburgh. Really blew the doors off of that thing and sent Mike Tomlin almost probably to a TV booth here for next season. That's a story for another day. But yeah, you're not going to get that against Drake May, as you said. And I think Mike Vrabel wants to come out and play physical football, rely on their defense, make a turnover, don't do anything stupid, run Henderson, run Stevenson, pound that thing away, work the tight ends. Yeah, I don't think they're going to ask Drake May to do a ton in this game. I think New England wants to go out and play physical, old school, smash mouth football in this one. Give me New England to cover the 3 there. I think they covered easily.
Yeah, so Houston's defensive line is insane. Will Anderson might be the best football player in this game. New England's offensive line looked like Swiss cheese last week. Drake May was under attack against the Chargers. I am assuming that they're going to be handing the ball off a lot and dinking and dunking. Give me Travion Henderson Rushing and receiving yards over 45.5.
2 props from Chris during NFL. This is
I do not like this game, just like I don't like the Denver game.
There's some 44.5s out there.
All right, cool.
That number
Don't hate
seems
it.
low.
Yeah, it does. It feels really low.
They're going to have to get the ball out quickly, or Drake May will be in the medical tent, just like Josh Allen.
Well, also, May's definitely going to be able to get away more than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's Rodgers is
That
a
guy can
statue back there.
barely move. I mean, I'm rooting for Houston. Out of all the teams, that's the one I would probably want to win the whole thing. And if you'd asked me last week before the matchups that these two teams were going to win, I would have picked Houston. But just seeing Stroud and Nico Collins being out, yeah, I don't know. They scare me.
Yeah, especially with Collins. I mean, where's the other big play threat for them in the receiving? I mean, I like Higgins, but
yeah, but if Gonzalez is on Higgins, then
exactly, yeah, there's no other option really for them.
Yeah,
so,
dump offs and Dalton Schultz, I guess.
Get a heavy dose of Woody Marks. Is he healthy? He is healthy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Get a healthy dose of him running the football, I guess, but it's going to take more than that to beat the Patriots. So, yeah. All right, moving on here to the final one in Chicago. That looks like it's going to be, on the surface of the moon or something, according to the weather report. It's supposed to be wind. I think maybe some snow. It's supposed to be just awful conditions at Soldier Field as the Rams come into Chicago to take on the Bears. Rams road favorites by 4.5 points, total at 48.5. 6:30 on NBC and Peacock. Who wants to start off?
I will. Yeah, Stafford, have we heard any updates on his hands? It looked like he broke every finger on his fucking throwing hand last week.
As far as I know, he's ready to roll.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
His fingers are going to be hurting. It's going to be hard to grip the ball. Bears at home. Bears on a magical run. Ben Johnson proving that he is one of the best coaches in the league. Caleb Williams proving that he is worthy of that number 1 pick after a few years. Give me the Bears plus the points. I think they win this game. But I am not going to go out on a limb like I did last week with the Bills taking the money line. Just give me the points. Go Bears.
Bears with the points, okay. While Scotty researches a line for you to see if there's
that's the best line.
Okay.
He's probably not going to be there for long.
So I am going to, speaking of points, I'm going to go with the over 48.5 here. Listen, I know weather conditions are going to be rough. I got a feeling this line's going to come down because I got a feeling the public's going to get into it probably tomorrow, see what the weather is, and they're going to start hammering the under. So I feel confident in this at 48.5. I'm sure if you want to wait close to kickoff, this might drop to 47, 47.5 or something like that by kickoff tomorrow after the public gets in on it. But listen, the Rams are like the number 1 offense in the NFL in terms of scoring. They're averaging like 30.5 points a game. Chicago, obviously, they can generate, a lot of pressure defensively, but also they can generate their own offensive pressure. A lot of big plays. We've seen what they've done with those running backs. They can throw the ball. I know a lot of people always worry about the effect of the weather on the passing game, but both of these teams can run the football as well, and explosive plays run the football. And mind you, extreme cold and wind doesn't just affect the offense. The defense has to be out there too. You see some misassignments sometimes. Also special teams, the punt return game, kick return game. You're going to see guys bobble kicks, maybe some short field situations there. Even if the wind affects the offense, you can see turnovers and, plus field position with short fields. I really love the over in this game. I think it's going to be one of the more exciting games of the weekend. I think Chicago has what it takes offensively to keep pace with them. It wouldn't shock me if Chicago won this game. I do think LA wins, but it would not shock me. But I think both teams are going to put up some points here. It wouldn't surprise me to see this be a 34-31 kind of game.
All right. I am fading you, thankfully. So I'm going with the under 48.5.
Okay.
You mentioned the weather. I wasn't even thinking about Stafford's hand, but that is even better. He hasn't been great in cold weather games. I don't have the numbers, and this is by far the coldest game they've played all year. Was it 19 degrees and windy, and the wind chill is supposed to be crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would lean the Bears, but just like with the Broncos, they've been getting lucky all year. So I feel like something could happen, but I don't know. They force a lot of turnovers. We've seen a couple of games where Stafford, for some reason, just turns the ball over out of nowhere. So that could become a factor here. So yeah, I like the Bears, but I like the under better. I think the Rams will be running the ball a lot, try to take things away from Stafford. We don't know how that hand is, and with the weather, I think the clock will be moving a lot. So also like running back for the Rams, Williams.
Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams, yeah. I like his over. I think it was at 60 something. If they continue to run the ball, which they should. But yeah, I think both teams are maybe going to want to run the clock a little bit. And yeah, this could be like a weird game where the Bears are up and then they choke. All the stuff that they've been doing all year, coming back in the fourth quarter when they look like they're dead. I could see them being up like 10 points in the fourth quarter and the Rams coming back, eking one out. But either way, I like the under. I don't think Stafford has a great game, and I don't think Caleb Williams does either. So give me the under 48.5.
Okay. And you mentioned Matthew Stafford's record in cold weather games. In cold, rainy, or snowy conditions, looks like he's 1-9 all time. Albeit
There you
though,
go.
a lot of that record's probably when he was in Detroit, I would imagine, right? When you're with some not
Probably.
great Lion teams and you're going to Chicago and you're going to Green Bay, that'll
Yeah, well,
certainly
where's he at?
drop the losses
He's
on
in
you.
Chicago.
Well, he's in Chicago, but he's not with a piss poor Lions team like he was when he was in
He's a-
Detroit. He actually has
California
talent around him on
California
both sides
kid.
of the ball.
California kid
I think
going to
he's Georgia.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's from California though.
Yeah, he's from California. You're right. As soon as I said Georgia, I think he played college football. He was like Kershaw's high school teammate or something like that out
Yeah.
in California. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. The guy's been around. He's played in cold weather before. I think it was funny. It's just like business. You can give someone a set of numbers and they can make one story for your business, and then someone else can make another story with that same set of numbers. But all you do is present a set of numbers. I think those tend to get a little overblown because it's not just him. Like I said, it was some bad Detroit teams he was on then. It does concern me the
From
cold
Texas,
weather
by the
with
way.
the Texas. Okay, I thought it was California. It does concern me the cold weather with that hand though, as Chris brought up earlier. That's my one concern. But I think they're going to run the ball and have some explosive plays, and it wouldn't surprise me to see special teams make a big issue here. I think the wind chills, the gusts were going to be like 20, 30 miles an hour last time I saw it. So, you got a ball up there, you go to catch a punt, that thing starts wobbling and moving around in a stadium anyway that's known to have some weird winds going on there. That could cause some issues.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for the NFL. Moving on over to college football, the College Football National Championship game in Miami, where parking passes apparently are going now for about $1,500. I saw someone lamenting this on
Good
Thread
Lord.
yesterday. Yeah, $1,500. Apparently, the tickets. The last time I checked, and this was about 36 hours ago, it was about $2,700 was the get-in price. If you want to go on like StubHub or SeatGeek or something, $2,700. Indiana, of course, has, I guess, one of, if not the biggest alumni base in the country, and Miami playing in their home stadium. But I think it's going to be more Hoosier fans than Hurricane fans there, as Indiana lays the 8.5 total at 47.5 Monday on ESPN, and I'm sure they're going to have like 18 different alternate feeds with coaches and commentators. And it's going to be.
They need to have a Michael Irvin feed.
Oh my God! You know what? I want a Manning cast of this game with Michael Irvin and Abella Danger. That's what I want. If you know, you know. That's what I need. All right, I need picks. Who wants to start this one off?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Right.
I'm taking the 8.5 with Miami. I would be surprised if they
Bet
win
you do
this
take the
game.
8.5.
Boo.
Jesus.
I don't have time to get over there to hit the button. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Give me Miami plus the 8.5.
Go on.
Like I said, I'd be surprised if they win this game. But I do think they keep it close, keep it to one possession. They've been playing their best ball against top 10 teams. What are they, 3-0, 4-0 now?
Yeah.
I don't think Ole Miss was a top 10, but we can count them as a top 10. So I think that would make them 4-0 against top 10 teams. But I do see something at the end, either Cristobal doing something stupid or Beck throwing an interception at the end to secure it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. Indiana has a lot of old men on that team that have just been beating up on dudes, but Miami has a good offensive line, good defensive line, good defense. I think that's going to keep them in the game. They're going to use that running game like we saw in the semis. Still got Malachi Tony. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a good game. It's going to stay close throughout. And then I think at the end, just Mendoza's going to show why he's the Heisman, why he's the best quarterback in the league. And give me Signetti over Cristobal, no matter what two teams are playing. You could put a team together for VCU, and I would take him over a Cristobal team. So, yeah, I do think this will be a good game. We might get 5. I'm sure one will end up being a blowout. But out of the playoff games and this, we could see 5 good games, hopefully. I expect all of them to be relatively close. But, yeah, something happens late. Indiana wins, but Miami covers. You give me the 8.5.
Okay. Taking the 8.5 with the Canes. Are you jumping in the pool with them, Chris?
I am all in on Indiana, but I am not taking those points. Malachi Tony is one of the most impressive people in the nation. That kid's fast as fuck. He's very exciting. Miami's running game is good, along with Indiana. Two old and experienced quarterbacks. I don't know if I would put Beck in an elite category with Mendoza, but he's seen it all. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game, high scoring. Give me the over 47.5. I think this will be a back and forth affair. Indiana's going to win, but I do not know by how much.
Okay. Going with the
There's
over.
a 47 on Rivers.
Go.
Do that.
And Scotty, you can go ahead and put me down for that one too here. I think a lot of people look at this and they're worried about, is Miami going to have enough points to get there? Indiana can hit the over. When they're rolling, they can hit the over by themselves. We've seen them do it several times. That won't be the case against Miami. This is going to be one of, if not the best defense that they've faced all year. I think a key is going to be early in this game. How do you beat a really good quarterback? Well, you get after them. That's something that Miami can do. Their front seven, they can get to the quarterback. They can pass rush. That's going to be a key thing early on in this game. It's going to tell you a lot. It's, can they get to Mendoza? Can they disrupt his timing? And can they limit him? But then Indiana can run the ball as well, and they can turn you over on a short field. And is Carson Beck going to turn the ball over in this game? Yes. Will it happen at an inopportune time? More than likely. But he's been really good in these playoffs. I think everyone's been waiting for classic Carson Beck to show up and burn everything down for Miami, and it hasn't been there though. We haven't seen a 2-3 pick game during this stretch. He's done what's been asked of him.
He had what should have been a pick 6 late in that last game, but
but it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I think Miami with Malachi Tony, he may be the most athletic guy on the field. I mean, he's a freak. They're going to do enough, I think, to keep pace. I don't necessarily know if they'll cover this. But that's why I didn't feel confident taking Miami plus the points. But I think with Indiana's offense and Miami's ability to score big plays, I'm going to go with the over. So put me down with the over 47. You just found there too. I think a lot of people are going to go under on this game, but I see fireworks here.
Yeah, speaking of a lot of people, the percentages on the spread for Indiana, like everybody's on them. So it's going to be like an Indiana like 4 to 7 point game.
There's good value in there with Miami with the points. If you if you want to ride with it, I just don't know if I trust Carson Beck to keep them there, especially if Miami gets down late. And then they have to start pressing and throwing it a little bit. That's when Indiana, like, really, when they got you on the ropes, they know how to finish you off. And if Miami gets down and they have to start getting desperate, taking more shots, that could lead to a pick six or something for Indiana. That's what scares me there about them keeping that 8.5 within arm's length. I was talking to some people yesterday. I was out and about, and a couple of people I talked to, just random people, they heard me and someone else talking about the game. They're like, "Oh, the spread's 8.5," and they were honestly shocked. They thought it was going to be double digits. One guy was like, "I thought it'd be 10, 10.5, 11 maybe." And I was like, Indiana's good, but and like for a national championship game, like that's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
So right now, if this is correct, 72% of the bets are on Indiana minus 8.5.
Wow.
And that number's probably come down. I think it was more than that. It was like in the 80s at one point.
There's a guy.
Has this been the line the whole time?
I think it was at 7.5, maybe earlier in the week. I know
I think
about
so.
midweek or
Fanatics
so.
had it at 9, but it
Okay.
came back down.
About midweek or so, when I put this together, like Wednesday or so, yeah, I saw 8.5, and then that's where it's been pretty much consensus, like everywhere since then.
Interesting. Interesting that Vegas has not moved the number up if they're getting that much action on Indiana.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see what happens there at Hard Rock Stadium. What do you guys think the crowd split is?
Probably 60-40 Miami, since they're at home.
I'll say 60-40 Indiana.
Yeah, I'm there with Scotty. 60-40 wouldn't surprise me if you want to be a little bit more technical, 65-35 or something. Like there's going to be a lot of Hoosier red in there. They've been waiting their entire lives for this. Miami.
No, they haven't. They've been watching basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. They've never had this. So yeah, this is a once in a lifetime thing for Indiana. Who knows? Signetti goes or whatever it is. Hey, he is from Pittsburgh. Maybe the Steelers give him a phone call. Who knows? But
we see like with Miami. Yeah, and with Miami, other sports, you see first quarter like basketball games, the stands are empty, like Miami Heat games. So I bet you a lot of these guys are like trying to get tickets today, and like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
I can't get a ticket. What do you mean it's $2,700 to get a ticket? So where the Indiana fans probably bought their tickets a while ago.
I did see Uncle Luke put out a tweet, and it was like a graphic, like a poster, and it was like, "Do not contact me. I don't have tickets. I don't have parking passes. I don't have anything. If you're on your own, do not contact me." I'm sure like everyone that's ever played 3 snaps for Miami in like 2008 or what was it, 07? Was it 07 or 08 when they closed the Orange Bowl down and Virginia went down there and beat them 48-0, which like was just a death blow to like Miami football, closing the Orange Bowl with that. Whoever was on that team, I'm sure is like looking for tickets right now. They're like, "No, can't help you. Can't do it." No. So, all right. Going. So just to recap, I've got 40 over 47. Chris on over 47. You're taking Miami plus the 8.5. Scotty.
Yes.
All right. Let's get into.
I can't wait to see Michael Irvin.
Oh God, it's gonna be great. I need someone to get. I need someone to get a Bella Danger sideline pass because I know Michael Irvin's gonna make a pass at her, and I need to see it. I need to see it.
Yeah. I want to keep them 2 away from each other.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our underdog pick of the week. This week, using the score bet here on this one. We got our boy old Buster on here. We've hit a couple of these this year. We need to hit another one to get him some treats here. Valentine's Day is coming up next month, Scotty. We got to A, find him a girlfriend, and then B, we got to get him a Chewy box for him and his girl.
He's got enough. He's spoiled.
Well, let's see. Can we spoil him with some picks here? I'll start things off. Going to the Ivies, a little Ivy League action here. Princeton plus 170. They are on the road at Harvard. And this one, why am I going with this game? Well, when you look at this, they're like 6-11 on the year right now, Princeton is, but they've reeled off wins in their last 3 games. They have also taken, I think it's 9 out of the last 10 against Harvard as well. These Ivy League teams know each other. Obviously, conference teams know each other well. These Ivies know each other real well. They just know how to beat them. And I really like, what is it, Jackson Hickey? The offense out of him. Then you got Jack Staten with the 3-point wizard there, and I forget the other kid's name, Davis for them. They actually had like 3 legitimate like offensive players that could like play outside of the Ivy League, and they want to push. I think the totals like at 130 or something like that. Harvard, I think, gives up like 67, 69 points a game. Princeton averages somewhere around there too. So that sets up favorably for hitting the over. And if that pace increases a little bit, it actually favors what Princeton wants to do there as well. So Harvard's not been good at home this year either. They're like 4-6 at home. And Princeton's a much better 3-point shooting team as well. Like I said, these teams know each other. Mitch Henderson has seen this matchup a million times for Princeton. So, yeah, give me Princeton to go into Cambridge, beat Harvard, put that down at plus 170 on the score bet there.
Yeah, I don't know. Princeton's 0-6 on the road. Maybe they'll get one.
Something's got to give.
Both teams coming off upset wins. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Something's got to give. Chris, looks like you're riding with the California Golden Bears.
Yep. UNC traveling across the country. Cal is not as bad as their record shows in the ACC. They're 1-4 currently. 13-5 overall, though. They got some good young talent. And do you know who their head coach is, Leon?
For Cal, it's he used to play at Stanford. He's a Laker. Madsen?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Madsen.
He'll be doing his crazy dances on the court after this win. Give me the Cal Bears plus 215 at home against UNC. This is one of those games that randomly UNC drops throughout the year. What better time than now?
Well, they already had one of those earlier in the week when they lost at Stanford. So you got them going 0-2 in their West Coast swing.
There we go.
So normally I would say the team coming off the upside loss, I don't like it. But their last 2 road games, they lost to Stanford and at SMU. So maybe they're just not good on the road.
Yeah, get them out of Tobacco Road, and their powers just wilt away. All right. Hey, anytime Carolina loses, an angel gets his wings. So if I can make money on it too, I'm all for it. So Cal's going to tell the whole damn world this is Bear territory when they knock off the heels. And then, Scotty, you're rounding things out, staying out west. Well, they're actually, I think this game's in East Lansing, isn't it, when Washington takes on Michigan State?
It's in Seattle.
Oh, it's in Seattle. Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, give me Washington. Michigan State, much better team at home than they are on the road. They're coming off a blowout win at home against Indiana. Now they're traveling across the country against Washington. They just lost to Michigan by only 10 points, which sounds crazy. But if you only lose by 10 to Michigan, I think that's a little bit of a moral victory right now. So, yeah, Washington at home. Izzo on the road. Give me Washington.
I do have an insane honorable mention that almost made the card, but I felt better about Cal. Look out for UCF today at home against number 1 Arizona. They're at home, plus 410. Arizona coming across the country. UCF 14-2 on the year.
Don't hate that.
So look out for that.
That's weird.
Don't hate that.
Might be what you're about to say.
Zona is undefeated, right?
Yes, they're the number 1 team in the country. Undefeated.
That is a
one
perfect
of
drop
3
one
now?
scenario. What time is that game?
4 o'clock.
4
I would
o'clock.
have felt much better if it was a noon game, but it's a 4 o'clock game.
Still, they're on a 1 o'clock time frame for West. Well, Arizona's in that weird thing where it's like, I think they're 2 hours behind. I think they're in Mountain Time in Arizona, but still, it's a long way to travel there. That's not bad. Well,
why
by the
isn't
way,
UCF ranked?
I don't think they've beaten
14-2.
anybody really.
Yeah. By the way, put this together. This might be the smartest collection of schools that like we've ever picked for a parlay. I mean, Princeton is one of, if not the best university in the country. Cal is another elite academic institution, and Washington as well. These are three very damn good colleges. We have no chance in hell of getting into them or even getting sent a brochure. But yeah, if you put those together and drop those in the score bet, 1941.
Nice.
And if Chris finds $100 bill while he picks up cigarette butts on the side of the road today, and he bets that $100, and this hits, what does he win?
$1,941.
Nice.
1941 is also the last time we hit one of these. So
Pretty much, it's been a little bit. I was trying to think of something to go to with 1941, and Pearl Harbor it was the only thing that popped into my mind. It was like, yeah, we're going to steer clear of that one there. So
no, we hit one this year, so
yeah,
be almost breaking even if we don't hit another one.
I'm gonna steer clear, unlike the Japanese.
Oh, gee.
Might be racist.
I was trying to find it. Oh, way worse. It's worse than saying it.
Awful.
Why do you have that?
I don't know why there's an explosion in there, but we do have it.
Okay.
Well,
Amazing.
I can make the trifecta worse.
You're gonna have to clip that
I
one.
knew that's where you were going.
That is terrible. But yeah, so 1941, the odds on that, Princeton, Cal, and Washington. Put that together there and bet that on the score bet. That'll about wrap things up here for this afternoon. Of course, we apologize for missing the show on Wednesday, but we wanted to take some time and honor our dear friend Ryan. That's a better choice of words there. We miss him a little bit over a year since he's gone. So, always a part of the show, always here, always part of our lives. So, then next week we'll be back here. We'll, I guess, on Wednesday for Let's Not Do This podcast, recap our thoughts on the national championship game. Then have some early thoughts, I guess, on conference championships will be coming up for next weekend in the NFL. And then I know you boys are big fight fans. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that on Wednesday as well. UFC making its debut on Paramount Plus. The big card coming up next weekend.
Okay. Paddy the Baddy fighting Justin Gaethje. That's going to be a banger. And then unless he somehow just takes him down and submits him, but I don't see that happening. And then Sean O'Malley's fighting. I forget who he's fighting. And bummed out that Kayla Harrison pulled out, but oh well. That happens.
We'll take a deep dive at that on Wednesday and get you ready for that on Paramount Plus. It's got to be cool, though. I'm sure a lot of fight fans across the country are going to be happy to just pay. I think Paramount Plus starts at like $6.99 a month or something on the bottom end, and you don't have to pay for the pay-per-views. You don't have to shell out $80 anymore.
I wonder if they are going to make it more expensive to get the UFC fights, though.
Right, or at least right now, it's all included. I'm sure this is a
Nice.
let's get you in. Get those subscribers up, and then maybe a year or two down the road, then there's something else coming in there, I'm sure. But right now, enjoy it.
So won't have to pirate it anymore.
I just want them to come busting through your door, like right now. It's like the episode of Seinfeld where
it's not illegal to stream it. It's illegal for the people that are running the stream.
It's like the episode of Seinfeld where Jerry had illegal cable, and then he went to sleep, and he had a dream, and like the FBI like busted in there, and Kramer had knocked him out. He tried to run, and they like opened fire on him. He's like dying. And Kramer's like, "My little cable boy, my cable boy." Yeah, that's gonna be you, Scotty. It's gonna be great. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll be back here Wednesday at 7. What time is the show? 7:30.
Yeah.
You think I would know that? I don't know. I've gotten like 6 hours of sleep this week total. I'm running on fumes. This beer did not help, by the way. I have fresh coffee right next to me. I didn't even touch during the show. I'm going back to sleep. All right. We'll see you then.
You need to. See you.